Alright, there we go. So I went outside and kicked around some snow and found a spot that had some rocks and gathered up rocks that I could peel out from the frozen ground. Cleaned them up a little bit just so they weren't all dirty. And I'm going to put those on the bottom of a bucket. That bucket right there. Now, the bucket came from the Dollar Tree and I've already used it as a planter. I've drilled holes in the bottom. And this is a oil pan that I got from the Dollar Tree. Then I just have a brick that I'm going to set that on. I have a bag of dirt from the Dollar Tree. I also have a bag of quartz crystal that I gathered in Bentley, Colorado. And some granite that I also gathered from Bentley, Colorado. And I'm considering adding those to the bottom if the rocks don't suffice with lining the bottom. I actually think that that's good. I'm not going to have to add my quartz crystals or the granite. So these rocks will be fine, and what I'm going to do is put some dirt in it, and we are going to plant a potato. And what is today anyway, hon?
February 13th.
February 13th. We are going to plant a couple pieces of this potato and see if we can't grow a potato indoors during winter time. Open up this bag of dirt, which I purchased at the Dollar Tree before they went to the $1.25, so happy for me. There we go. Not too much of a mess. There we go. Yeah, I think that should work decent down there. So let's cut this potato. Let's see here. I think this right here would be a good one. And I don't know if that'd be too big. Let's maybe take a little piece off the side there. A little piece off that side. There we go. And we'll take a little piece off that one. There we go. So we have this one which has an eye on it, and this one here has a couple. So we'll get these buried and we'll see what we can do about growing a potato in the wintertime inside. So let's get this going. Simply all we're going to do is make a little indentation right here. We'll put the potato down here just like that. Bury that up nicely. And we'll do one over here. We'll bury that one right there. There we go. And then we'll just water it. Okay, I'm going to use a colander because it's got holes and I just don't want to dump this. This is probably about 2 to 3 cups of water. So I don't want to just dump it all, so I'm going to kind of, there we go, make it rain. Try not to get it on the table. There we go. And it will seep down and it will drain out the bottom, so that'll give me this, it'll seep down and drain, and when it does it'll go down to the bottom and it'll drain out. I don't know if I see any water down there yet. Yep, there's some water right there. A little bit of water. So that way I can water it, still not have to worry about getting anything wet around here, and it can stay inside, and hopefully in about a couple months we'll have some actual potatoes we can try. Today is the 17th. I planted these on the 13th. So we have 4 days of growth, and that right there is definitely the potato. That right there is the potato. There's a few other growths in here. I think that'd be the potato too as well. There's some grass. Some little grass stuff in there growing as well. But it is actually starting to grow 4 days in. So I'm going to attempt to take a a decent 10-second video every day or two so that I can do a time-lapse video of it growing. But 4 days in, I do believe both of those potatoes are growing. So I think we're doing pretty decent, and we'll check it out. So today is the 19th, and like I said, I planted these on the 13th. And look at that. Look at the growth that we're getting. There and right there. So those potatoes are growing for sure. And we got a little bit of grass that's starting to, you can see it sprouting up a lot better than you did on the last few seconds we were looking. But these potatoes are definitely growing. So we're gonna give it a few more days, and then I'll water them again, and I'll water them about once a week, and we'll continue to look at them and continue to observe them all the way through the whole process for the next 3 months. And here we are 1 week later. This is 1 week. I just gave it just about a little bit of water, and I did pluck out the grass. And this is what we've got. So they're growing very nicely. So there is 1 week. So today is the 24th of February, and you can see that they are growing just fine. I brought them into the front room so that they could have a little bit of actual sunlight. But they're doing fantastic. Growing pretty decently. Let's see here. That one's about 1.25 inches. And that one is nearly 3 inches tall right now. So that one's grown above ground 1.25 inches, and that one's grown 3 inches. So we are well on our way to having some potatoes. So I'm in here watching Doctor Who, and then I realized there's one other thing I did. I brought the potato plants out to set in the sun so that they can get a little bit of sun. As you can see, they're growing nicely. So here we go. We might as well just go ahead and show you this. Looks like a third one is growing. And this is the 1st of March. And here are the potato plants. 2 of them are growing off of that one. And then that one's growing nice and large. Today is the 2nd of March. And our update video on the potato plants. Seems they are doing well. And it looks like there's another start popping up. This one has grown slightly. It looks like it's at 2.5 inches. The new one is just slightly over 1/2 inch. Oh, and There we go. The other one is just past 3.5, almost 4 inches at this point. Again, the potato plants on the 2nd of March are doing well. And let's give them the 1 cup of water. Today is the 3rd of March, and as I said, we planted these on the 13th of February. And another one has started to grow, which is fantastic. And let's see here, we have 1.5 inches. That one's about 4 inches now. So that one's grown to about 4 inches. And now we have 3 of them. During the daytime, a lot of the times, not always, I bring it out so that it can sit in the sun and get a little bit of sun. And I've been watering it at least once a week, maybe once every 3 days or so, but usually about once a week. So it's not doing too bad. I think we're going to have some potatoes to try in a few months.